Hello, all. Welcome back. Some of you probably have a hangover from Cinco de Mayo, and I hope you truly enjoyed yourselves. Grab a drink. Hopefully, you're having dinner right now, relaxing. Kids are in bed, and you are ready for the show. Tonight's topic is going to be on Charleston White. I watch him a little bit, but not a lot. But today I saw a clip that really grabbed my attention, and I couldn't help but do a show on it. We'll have our co host introduce herself, and then we will get started.
Happy Taco Tuesday. Well, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, so
How
guys,
does that work?
yeah, tacoed out.
I'm like, do you still have Taco Tuesday after you did yesterday? Or
Girl,
is it canceled?
out here we do. So I'm pretty sure
'Cause
everybody's it don't even matter.
we do love tacos. So I cannot wait to get into tonight's topic because we also have a nice young lady who just made history as well. Again, we're going to continue to celebrate our blackness and our amazingness. I, on my show, will be talking about younger people in Black history unless something just really jumps out and I really want to talk about it, like the car one. Or you can join, or I'm sorry, and you should join us on Wednesday nights on Rose's show because she brings up things in Black history that we didn't know. To include Black people in hip hop that be having issues, she brought up some lyrics one time and we swore it was one thing, but it was really another. But I still agree it was I still agree it was the original thing, but it's always going to be a gag. So join us. We're quite fun. So let's get started with the Black History um, announcement. And it again is a 13-year-old girl. Let's watch and then we will talk about her. So amazing. Let's see.
A 13-year-old Fort Worth girl landed in the record books this summer as the youngest Black person ever accepted to medical school. Alina McWhorter graduated from high school last year. She enrolled in 2 colleges to earn 2 degrees at the same time. She's also started a foundation to inspire other kids to go for their dreams. Fox 4's Deanna England talked with Alina about her future goals.
I love to learn and I wanted to learn more.
To call her bright and gifted,
It means it's taking all of those letters, all of the different hydrogens, carbons, oxygens, and just putting it into a simpler form.
well, that's an understatement.
You do need to know them because they're very important.
Elena Annalie McWhorter is 13 years old, a junior in college, a year from earning a double bachelor's degree, and soon afterward, a master's will follow, a program that begins in January and will overlap one of her undergrad degrees. And wait, there's much more.
Tell me about this moment when you found out you're accepted into medical school.
It was, wow, it was
At 13.
yeah, it was such an amazing moment.
Elena's first love, engineering, started with her fascination with NASA.
That's so good.
Isn't that amazing?
Hmm.
I love us. I really do. And I'm super proud of her. I hope she keeps going. And we've discussed this before. The first thing I literally thought is like, dang, you skip past prom, everything. Like you just don't care. You want to be amazing. She's somebody I just love to learn. Like, girl,
I
you
still think
learning. That's not regular.
I still think when it's time for her to go to prom, she should still go. Because I think even though she's really smart and loves to do those things, I still think that she needs to do things that's in her age bracket. Like, I
Do
don't
you
think
think
that
she
she should
cares?
skip out on none of that stuff.
Like, how does she do it? Maybe circle back with friends that she's kept.
Yeah, friends that she has that's in,
That's a good idea.
because if you 13, you still in supposed to be in junior high. So
Yeah,
you
she
skip
didn't even do the eighth
everything.
grade prom.
Yeah, so you need to at least still do milestone things that we would do so you could still have those memories. You could still do all that other stuff, but still do certain things at your age that they're doing too. I
You
think that
know
she
what?
should.
That's a good idea because if she keeps her same friends, she can go back to the same
Mhm.
school where she graduated from and like do prom and senior night and all of that kind of stuff. She could be their plus one and be able to enjoy it. I think that's a good idea if she can get the night off because by then she'll be working and be doing some amazing thing. But if that is in her cards, girl, use your PTO time and go home. We should I think that's a really good idea. That way she can still enjoy some of those things and go back and visit her friends on campus when they go to college and stuff. I think that'll be good. But that is amazing. I just couldn't help it. So, Mr. Charleston White, boy, vey, this man, let me start with the first thing that he said, because the second thing that I picked up that he said was about influence. And his influence is, his perspective is very interesting. And what's more interesting is that I hear or see people in the comments saying things like, um, one thing he is honest. I really wish we would stop with that. I could give an opinion, and 20,000 people in my comments can say that I am right. I am right because they feel that way. We only have opinions. Again, you can have a perfect plan that can go completely wrong, and then everybody on the internet is going to drag you and say that it was wrong when somebody else could do that same thing in a different space and it turns out to be great, and then everybody says that they're great. So I don't like that because it kind of gets people discouraged, and it also has gotten into this trend of people starting to tell people, are you cool? Is something wrong with you? You're stupid. How can you be? I mean, some opinions, don't get me wrong, they be off. They be real off. However, those are the ones you just don't pay attention to. I say all that to say they be big up in him because he speaks very well and very powerful, but I will show you the gaps where he is wrong, and it's a detriment to our Black people. And I think that he needs to word it a little bit different because of his influence. So let's take a look at the first clip. And behind the clip is absolutely a promotion for my book. So if you have not bought it, please visit Amazon and buy the coloring book. Which one came out first? The coloring book journal. If you prefer a planner, you can wait and buy the planner. I don't cross the images, so the coloring pages that you get in one will not be in another until probably later down the line when I start meshing them together. But for now, I'm enjoying the process of learning and earning my stripes. So I'm creating each image, each affirmation, each thing is created on its own for now. So enjoy it while it's for now. Who is it? Amazon. Commercial before a commercial. Here we go. Now this man gonna piss you off, and it's bad language. Trigger warning. Here we go.
Nobody likes the angry, sassy Black woman. That's why she's not married, and that's why 85 to 90% of Black women is dying alone, single, or by themselves with their grandbabies, playing in their pussy, drinking wine. Granddaddy, when you buried a Black man, he got 3-4 hoes at the funeral fighting over him. Buried a Black woman, she by herself with her kids, lonely. She been by, because you can't tell her nothing. She's sassy, too much mouth. Bitch, shut up. This is why I say sometimes you got to slap your woman in the mouth. Like Granddad and them used to do grandmama, and nobody called the police. Everybody in the house just went in the room, and they go in there and fuck like Cassie and Diddy did after the hallway fight. Fuck good after you slap the shit out of her. You didn't mean it, but you meant it. And you swear you ain't gonna do it again, and y'all do it again. And y'all fuck to make up, like ain't none happened. That's been traditional American marriages. Work fine for them.
That is true.
So, okay. So first, let me say this. Let's go with this. Let's go at this from a real perspective, right? We can have our opinions, but facts supersede the opinions. Let's be fair and say that the opinions that some people have is based on the environment and the 3-block radius that they never left off of. Let's also say that is that is based on the environment that they come from. Okay. Hmm. As somebody who has been in nursing homes and things like that, I happen to know that statistically he is wrong. That's first and foremost. The most people that are in nursing homes are men. That is the most that are admitted. The most you will see at one time typically is women because we live longer. This is statistics. You cannot fight statistics. Again, with statistics, that is based on the people that were surveyed in that area, etc. But the point is, they're in the nursing homes. In addition to them being in the nursing home, we both know in the last, or we all know, or if you don't, in the last 5 years, I have unfortunately had to have my mom in facilities during COVID for different reasons 2 times. When visiting her, it was mostly women that had visitors. The males did not have visitors, hence them getting on nurses' nerves and all that other stuff and being so angry. That is my experience and what I have seen. Before I get into the how I feel about what he said and share a story, because everybody's family ain't made like that. What have you seen in nursing homes, Ro, or what do you know about nursing homes or hospitals even?
Yeah, well, I'll just use nursing homes because that's basically
Mhm.
the last place they go. The men are, you do see more women in there, but like you said, I worked at nursing homes for years and stuff. Um, the men are basically lonely in there. The women, they have their family that still come visit them and everything. Like they still live a good life. They get to go home on weekends. They family come. Like they're there all the time. The men, I won't say none of the men do,
Right.
but a lot of them don't. So for him to say the women die alone in a nursing home, that's a lie. I don't like him anyways, but
Oh, I
that's
didn't know that.
mm-mm. This the way he talked, like all that stuff that he said. Yeah, they might have did that. Well, we talking about the nursing home, but it's more men it are there than women, but like you said, it's more women because they're older.
And live longer.
Hmm.
Now, I didn't know that's how you felt about him personally, so we'll ease into this. I will say that in Madam's family, I'll tell you a story. There's one of my aunts that chased her husband with a hatchet. There's another aunt that shot with a shotgun. My grandma drove to my, well, sorry, my great grandma drove to my great grandpa's job and collected his check because she was about that life. And back then, they didn't play with family. So some people may have had to experience that. But baby, when you talk about grandparents, talk about your grandparents if that's what you saw
Yeah.
in your house. Because let me tell you something. It was women getting hands put on them, and it was also women whooping their ass when they went to sleep, doing all different kind of stuff back to them too. So to speak like that, if you think that you're going to put your hands on somebody and speaking about domestic violence like that when it's one of the top things that's affecting our young girls, you are absolutely ignorant. You are out of line. And I sincerely hope that you don't have daughters or nieces because that's not okay to say something like that. And then if somebody put their hands on somebody that you love, you're going to be over there trying to do something to them. How dare you? If you don't like that woman, just don't be with that woman. But to put your hands on her, that's crazy. And the same, I'm finding out men actually experience domestic violence. Um, I've been watching Teen Mom and I completely forgot that Amber used to put her hands on Gary like real bad. And I'm watching the show yelling at the TV the same way, like, ain't nobody gonna say something. I'll leave it at that. What do you have to
Yeah,
say?
I know my mom used to tell me stories about my grandmother and great grandmother too. Like one of my, I think that was my great great grandma. My mom said that he did something to her, and she got her gun, oops, her bang bang out her purse and bang banged him, and he really wouldn't not have died. I just keep on saying stuff I ain't supposed to
It's
say,
okay.
but it was like it shocked him. That's what really was the shock, like that she actually really did it. Like she
He
kept
said,
telling him,
and that was
don't,
it, huh?
yeah, don't play. So I come from a line of women that you can't play with. And I just feel like he's wrong for saying that too. I can say that we are more mouthier than they were back in the days. You know, now we go toe to toe with you. Not saying they didn't, but I think that
They couldn't. They were in a different
because
position. They were hostages.
they were the men were the breadwinners. Now we neck and neck with you. So you're not gonna be able to just tell us to shut up and we gonna listen, because we bring everything to the table just like you. We don't have husbands that just let the woman stay at home. Now you basically can't really afford that now unless you have the husband has a really, really good job. So the women have to work just like the men. So we can say how we feel, and we're going to say how we feel. But I do feel like that's why a lot of and I'll just say black women because I don't know about the other races. I feel like that's why a lot of black women are not married, because a lot of black men, I only can go off of what I know, what race I am.
You can only speak what race we are, right?
Yeah, a lot of black men do say that we are mouthy and we don't listen. Like we don't want to submit and we don't want to do X, Y, and Z. But it's like, okay, y'all want us to do all these things and saying what our mothers and grandmothers did, but y'all don't do what our grandfathers and all them used to do either. So y'all it's real one-sided. So no, we're not going to just shut up and let you tell us what to do when half of y'all can't lead anyways. We're going to say what we want to do, and you gonna have to deal with that. Like it's a two-way street. It ain't a
But we
one-way
don't come out the
anymore.
gate like that. And let's just
You
be
don't.
fair, because I've analyzed that before, based on several conversations with different people, different ages, and actually going through and looking at some people's stories online. It's very interesting, and let's call fair fair. You can only talk, to your point, from the skin that you are in.
Yeah.
The skin that I am in, if it looks like the skin that you are in, your expectations are even completely different of me. And the most people that was actually complaining about that was African women. And they were saying that it was a problem with African American women. And they were saying that the differences are just the small differences, right? Over there, they grain their right. They grain things. They don't use blenders. They do it the authentic way, the home way, the way it feels good, because that's the way they saw their mothers do it.
I was gonna say that's how they grew up.
But wait a minute,
like
wait a
that.
minute, wait a minute. What they were saying is, and they were right. I had 100% agreement, because it wasn't a dig to us. It wasn't a dig to us. It was simply saying, while I'm here doing all of this, you will take me to America and still want me to do these things. It could be a washing machine right there. But because your mama did it this way, you will keep telling me, my mama did it this way. You need to still wash my clothes like this. My mama didn't work. I don't want you to work. My mama didn't do this. I don't want you to do this. And they said they will go and cheat with us and go to dinner, allow us to do all of these things and tell us we're dynamic and amazing women. So to some degree, they felt the same impact that we do as African American women when they go fuck with others. Because while you fucking with others, show me one of them that you have told to get in the kitchen with your mama and learn how to make mac and cheese. But if Asia makes mac and cheese and it's not up to standard, I don't know how to cook. But they could break out crab, and you just so happy that they cook something for when you got home. Let's be honest. The reason why we talk more is because y'all won't shut the hell up and you don't appreciate us. To Rose's point, if I'm out there working 40 hours just like you, 50 hours just like you, and I cook, why do you have to be critical? Do you ever fucking say thank you? Do you glorify us? Do you put us on a pedestal? Do you do any of those things? Because I can almost guarantee you, almost, because there's still some knuckleheads out there. I can almost guarantee you that if you talk to me like I was a rarity, just like you talk to her like she's a rarity, because it's different, I can guarantee you you'd have a better woman there. By the time she's yelling at you, it's a reason why she's yelling at you, because you have degraded her. You have talked about her so bad. What the fuck do you think you are that I'm finna sit around and listen to that? You're right.
Most women,
You're not my grandma.
Don't understand is, and like I said, most of them say that's why. Even the black men say that's why they don't like dealing with black women, because we're like that, and that's why they go to other races, because they submit. But the thing is, we really do want to submit. We don't want to do all that. We don't want to have that hard life where we got to be cussing y'all out.
Bro, they're not submitting though. They're not submitting. If you treat me, okay. If you
To
you
them,
could put,
they're submit
you
to
could put,
them.
they're lying. They're lying.
Yeah.
They're making this up the same way. They're putting us in two different pots and then expecting us to
It's just
behave
they
the
don't
same
talk
way.
back. They don't talk back
They,
like we
you're
do.
right. They don't talk back. You want to know what they do? They drain your pockets.
Showed.
They have no problem at the first comment calmly calling you a black ass nigga. They say it very calm. So if you would like me to just talk to you calm, I can. I don't yell at my husband. I don't. I talk very calm. I do. But you know what I don't do? Call him out his name, insult him when I get mad, and do all of those things. They do those things. Okay, you Shannon Sharps. Okay, you Diddies. You guys keep going. You keep going. Because you're right. They don't do the small things. They take you out with a bang. How many of them are sitting there right? It's two women right now that accuse this man of doing something that he didn't do. 44 years later, do you know that they still saying that they're not wrong for what they did because they felt like they're not going to jail or nothing, but they went ahead and put that man right away. You're right. They don't do that. They compromise your whole life. If you want to compare, again, y'all put them on this pedestal. Then when they take you down, you want to come back and then you want to come home. Make it apples to apples or oranges to oranges. Expect the same thing of me that you expect of them. Because a white man will get, do you know how many white men still approach me? I actually don't get approached by black men anymore. I get approached by Mexican men and I get approached by white men. Do you know that when the white men approach me, they say they like how I present myself? And then usually it's in a business space. I'm educated, it's sexy. They love somebody that uses their brain. They love somebody that they see still does regular white things, but I still do. Do you know what kind of pedestal they put me on? So if I wanted to jump ship and live a completely different life, because I'm in a room with millionaires, I'm not one, but they are. That's where I be saying what I need
I
to
need
say.
to be right over there. Then.
Come with me.
Hey, sir.
I'm telling people all the time to come with me if that's what you want.
Hi,
But no, you
sir.
can't be rolling up the neck and talking to them like that. You gotta calm down.
You know I
But
know how to act right when I
you
can turn on
do.
my
You
I can
do.
turn on my white real fast.
But the point I'm making is that mostly, and it's become that way, a different race appreciates a different race more than their own race, but you don't expect the same thing from that other race.
But to me that's just men that do that to us because we don't act like that. Even though we be
Correct. It's not
saying
the
men
women, it's the men mostly.
our men get on our nerves, we love them to death and we don't be want to even deal
To
with
our detriment.
yeah, like they get on our nerves, but we still be like, that's the race for us. But I can look at Hispanics and everything and see how they to me are hard workers or they'll stand on the corner and sell oranges and strawberries just to make a living. They'll sell flowers. They'll
But you
do
know what
stuff that
their biggest complaint was? Okay, so the Mexican women, and we grew up with a lot, again, where we came from is very brown and black based. Very. Those women, especially the elder women, will say that at some point they hated us. And I was like, why? Because our men treat you better. Our men only get us pregnant. They hit us. And this is just from their experience, not the no racial group as a whole. What we're saying is it's bad in every space and everybody has a story. So respect that. But they would say that the way that they treat black women is completely different. They don't put their hands on us. They don't talk to us like they talk to them. They treat them like they're only to produce and to take care of their homes, and they don't support them or treat them right. And they upfront will tell them to their face, oh, I'm going to do what I want to do. I pay all the bills here. And they feel stuck because they have children. I think it's crazy. At the very least, date who you want to date, y'all. But I don't think it's right for men, especially. You guys are the ones that everything you say to a woman matters. It really does. You men hold a lot of weight, and you're supposed to be the protector of her heart, the protector of her safety, the protector of her body, the protector of her spirit. Your job is to protect so she can be comfortable being Mother Nature, being vulnerable, being all the things you need to raise your child and to be those things. I don't think it's okay for any race of men to treat the women that the women have complained. Each race has a valid complaint that I believe from their own race, but not cross-functionally. And I don't think you should do it at all. If you just like somebody else and that's really what you desire, really search your soul and see why you like it. Why do you like it?
And I feel like that's why I be saying I feel like a lot of times that I'm speaking on Black women because I'm Black. If you guys didn't know that I am Black. Oh
my gosh.
I feel like you should date around so you could see what you actually really like. Like go out and date other races so you could see, oh, will you be able to deal with their culture and what they expect of you?
Come on, somebody.
Like go date other cultures. I don't think that it's nothing wrong with that dating other races.
Of course not.
Our men do it all the time. They do it all the time. So why not we do it and see if you like these other races out here. They might treat you better than the Black men. Like that's might be what you were missing in life. That might be who gonna give you your soft life.
Only so one of my sisters has a child with somebody famous, and he is Mexican American. And then another one of my sisters has children and was married to somebody that is Mexican and Caucasian. I will say with both of those families, I have, in all of the years that we have been around them, never felt any different going around them, or when they come around us, they don't ask stupid questions about our hair or do anything like that.
They're the only ones that don't. Hispanics don't. They don't ask those questions.
They don't. But even from, my sister that was married to one, even because his mom was Caucasian and then his dad was Mexican. We was mostly
yeah, the Caucasians do.
They didn't either. They didn't either. And I really think it's where we grew up. Pomona is such a melting pot, and everybody was just like men in them family. They was nice. I never really experienced anything like I did when I got into corporate America and start meeting people. But I've only experienced good things in my family space. But outside of those two, everybody else in my family that is of a mixed race is usually the woman, and the man dates them. Here's what the men don't do, or they at least have enough respect not to do it around us.
Right.
They don't bring her around saying if they don't date us, they don't like us, bashing our race or nothing like that. They literally bring her around with their full chest, and this is the person that I like. This is my friend. I'm having a good time with him. I want you to meet him. And here is the best part. They ain't slipped up yet. Not one that slipped up. They just come around being themselves. If they act more like a Becky, they continue to act like Becky. I love it. I wish everybody could have the experiences that we had growing up in Pomona, and then with the good part. Now, don't go on 12th Street. The good part. But this race stuff is out of control.
I would never. Yeah, the race stuff is. I hate it here now. But back then, I loved it, and I honestly wouldn't trade anything. Like I love, even though I won't say we had the best of life. I loved our life. Like I would not trade nothing. I wouldn't trade. Like
we had it like on TV, where every couple houses on the way home, you knew somebody, they could check you. You would never be disrespectful. You knew that somebody loved you, even the teacher. It's a dynamic space to have diversity within your family and have diversity in your friendships. It's beautiful. It really, really is. And I wish that more people could experience that, because it's beauty in every race to me. I think that, this is perfect to talk about right now, because so much is going on, especially with the NFL draft. And unfortunately and fortunately, there were so many that did not have a Black girl on their wrist. And one in particular,
crazy. That was so crazy to me. But I be trying to think about it. I'm like, okay, at that school, is it not a lot of Black people? I have to think like that now. Like I feel like
I'm only talking about really one in particular, and that's the one that outright came out and said I wasn't interested. I didn't care about him.
And I just hope that, and I hope for his sake that, because they're about to get married in a couple of months.
He's marrying her.
Yeah, I hope for his sake that she really, it ain't the mama like her, so she was holding the mama hand. So I'm like, if the mama like her, it ain't really nothing nobody else. The world can't say nothing because you've been warned already. But I feel like if my son grew up and he, you know what? He will go to a black college, so we wouldn't even have to deal with that. Not saying that I don't want him to date who he like, but he's gonna be around everybody that look like your mama, your grandma, your aunties, and all that. So I don't want to hear you saying that. Well, mom, this is who I was around, so this is why I like this. So I be feeling like sometimes that's why they have those other races. It are because of those reasons. So sometimes I give them like a little
Oh,
bit of,
absolutely. If that's what you were
but then
mostly
sometimes
around,
I
just
hate
don't have the
if you,
bad talk with it.
and that's what I was just about to say. You can like who you want to like, but don't be like, oh, I dislike black women because they're ghetto and whoop. Like, well, so is your mama ghetto? Is your grandma? Is your auntie? Is your sisters? Are they ghetto? Are they all these things that you're saying about everybody else because you came from a black woman?
Or are you going based on what you saw too much on TikTok, but you didn't look at the ones
But
on
the girls
TikTok?
nowadays, I will say this younger generation is out of control. I would not,
The
I
younger
feel,
generation that's on TikTok, because it
yeah.
depends on what you surround yourself with. This is also, this year and last year are two of the highest years that we've seen multiple graduates be graduating with $1 million in scholarship. I got accepted to 50 schools, all of those things. Big, sir, if that's not what you're accustomed to or like, then get in the place where that girl is. But don't act like it's all races, because does that mean that everybody in your family is like that? Because if you're around predominantly Caucasian, but your family is black, you're still must only be speaking about your family because you've not experienced it to be able to say something like that, according to you. You can't have it your way when we're saying, oh, we understand why you love who you love. And then also not say, well, what's your family like? Because why do you think that about black women? Because I'm absolutely going to say that. I'm going to hold your feet to the fire, because love who you love, but stop putting us down. And that's
But
what I,
you
in
gotta
particular,
put,
don't
you
like
don't
about
have to put
Charleston
us
White,
down. That's the only thing I hate.
because it's
Sir.
not all of
You
us.
can like, yeah, you can like whoever you like, but don't put us down because you came from a black woman. So don't do that. You were not adopted, sir.
That part. And I would like to say that this year is probably the biggest year. So I don't know if I've ever said it before, but hold on, the ones that had a black girl until they start getting paid, they drop her and go for,
Go get them snow bunnies. Like
that's
somebody
what
said,
it's
they like to
saying.
play in the snow until it's a blizzard. That's
Girl,
them.
then they come back like hell in hot water, honey. They be searching. But in D9, before I play the next clip, yep, right on time for the next clip. Another crazy thing that he said. I'm about to debunk everything that he said. Don't worry, stay tuned and get ready to take screenshots. I got some information for you. So in D9 world, y'all know everybody crossing right now. This is the year that I've seen the highest amount of Caucasian girls showing that they have made it into Delta. So I would just like
I ain't seen none.
well, I have Delta in my algorithm
Oh,
because they're
well, see,
crossing a
I'm like,
lot.
I ain't
Mhm.
seen none.
So it was interesting to see in a lot of the comments. I didn't know that people didn't know that anybody can pledge.
I was just about to say I didn't know that they can do it.
You didn't know. We don't discriminate. Anybody could pledge. The
I've
first
never
white woman
seen
pledged,
another.
I believe, in the 70s.
I never seen another race ever.
Yeah. We have Indian, we have you can, anybody can pledge. You can pledge.
But
And
how
I
many
like that they're
percent of
sharing.
them is others? Like 2%, 1%?
Well, we
I've
don't
never
have to do stuff
seen
like, we
another.
don't keep track of stuff like that because you come and do it as you want to. We don't have to keep records like that.
But how
But
many have you seen with your own
this year,
eyes?
with my own eyes, this year,
Yeah, like in real life, not on social media.
mm, probably 20.
Girl,
Probably.
I gotta come start coming. I ain't never seen another
But
race.
you have to think about this. We're not just in America either. We're in Africa, specifically South Africa. There are Caucasian people, that are elite there, college graduates and stuff. We have Japan, we have military. There, you can pledge. You
That's
can.
so nice to know. I did not know that. That's really nice.
Uh-huh. That's like saying, well, just think of it like this. HBCU, right? You predominantly see Us, because it's an HBCU. Those colleges were created because we couldn't go to other colleges. People that are outside of the race don't typically want to go there. But can you apply? Absolutely. You could run for class president. You could. We did not ever say you couldn't
That's
come, but
like
we
that one
are.
boy that plays on a, I forgot what HBCU he goes to, but it's a little white boy and he play on the band and he bombed, like he real bomb, and he goes to an HBCU.
You can. So yes, you always could. We did not discriminate. We created our own spaces because we could not where you were. That's it. But we and we're not gonna yes, and we're not gonna stop focusing on predominantly Black needs. We're not gonna do any of that. But even the scholarships that you can apply for the scholarships, it's out there. You can do whatever you want. Reading is fundamental. Of course they can in our space. We are the only ones that can't get into any of theirs. Absolutely. That is true. But yes, you can.
Look, I'm like facts.
Yes. So I really liked seeing that so many were excited to share their experience, because some do it and because they don't want backlash and things like that, they don't go like on a public platform and really say it. But the ones that crossed this year, it looks like a lot of them are doing it. But I was just so interested that it was interesting to me that so many people was in the comments and stuff. Nobody said nothing bad. I didn't see nothing bad.
We don't never do that. That's them that do that to us. We never do it. It's just until they flip the script and then.
Yep. So it was nice to see, but I didn't know that people didn't know that.
I did not know that, girl.
Yeah, you can.
I learned something today.
Y'all ain't never seen it's like I think it was like 2 years ago, and on the Kappas, it was like 3 Caucasian boys, and they was bad, child. They was bad. They was fine.
I can now. I was like, men, I can say I've probably seen a couple, but for the women, I ain't never seen no.
Yeah, yes. Yes, yes, you can. So congratulations to all of my new SOARs. I can't wait to see you in DC, and hopefully you can make it. I cannot wait to see everybody. Everybody get their line dances together, because y'all know we're gonna do 187 of them.
Girl,
and I know that step show is finna be live too.
Yes, I gotta come to one with you for real.
Of course you can. We just had an event, May Day in the park, but we do a bigger event closer to Labor Day, and the Omegas do it, and I'll let you know.
Oh yeah, no, I want to go.
I will make sure and tell you.
I'm going.
You can sit in our section. You can sit in our section. Trying to, girl, listen. I'll be trying to tell the people, okay? You need to give some women credit, because some of us don't cheat because we just got morals. But baby, the opportunities is there. So y'all ninjas that can't keep y'all selves out of people's DMs, y'all weak as hell. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my brother. You're weak as hell, because a lot of us are in positions around good people that we could spread our wings with if we wanted to. It's just not that thing. Love who you're with, who you picked, or don't be with them. Nothing should be able to tempt you that damn quick. I mean, really. And that don't, did y'all just hear me say they was fine as hell? I didn't say I couldn't see. You just don't touch. They be on it too, especially Omegas. They like a good chocolate girl with nice hips.
And girl, I'm so going with you.
I'll be blinking a lot. Sure, I will tell you every event from now on, because I want you guys to
want to go. Look, I'm like,
okay, I'll tell you. I promise. Let's see. They always want to be around us because we're cool. We are so cool. We really are. I love that about us. We are cool. We cool. So to leave this topic and then go on to the next part that this bubblehead talked about, y'all ever notice at predominantly Black events, outside of the stupid stuff that they do, don't nobody ever come up drowned, missing, mistreated, something happened to their kids? I just noticed that. You leave the same way you came, but when it's in the reverse. Okay. Just please don't come with the BS. Please don't. Please don't. Because, baby, let me tell you something. A space that I always feel comfortable in is when I'm around D9 because they don't play about women and they don't play about children. They just don't play. So you can come doing some weird if you want to, and they will pick you up and put you in your car and you're going to have to leave. Because don't forget, outside of Omega, they're police officers, lawyers. These are real, y'all have real careers. We got something to lose. Don't play. It's not a good look. Don't do it. Don't do it. So let's take a look at the next thing this foo-foo head said. I guess I told y'all my opinion. Anyway, just listen to what he said and tell me if you agree. I want to see how many people know if these things are true or not. Let's
We
go.
have a lot of influence, but what do we have? We have a hood. We don't have a community. So even the people with the influence are not visible in our communities. They don't have after school programs. We don't have a black grocery store nowhere. We don't have a black bank. We don't, outside of Atlanta, a few places in Houston. What do we have as a community? Yeah, we got a hood, but we don't own nothing in the hood.
I think we were never taught anything in school. We didn't know nothing about building credit and shit like that.
Well, you're not taught in school. You're supposed to be taught at home.
Yeah.
Education starts in the home. So we all know about credit. Everybody's seen Bandman Kevin. We've seen all these people talk credit restoration. We've seen all these people have real estate programs. But even then, when you look into the schools and it's time to graduate, how many black kids you see at the top of the class?
I often see a lot.
I don't. I see black kids graduating, but they're not graduating with academic scholarships going nowhere.
Negative. I don't like him. He's at the same level.
No,
Kevin
that is
Samuels
like
to
the
me.
stupidest shit.
Yeah,
When,
like he's like on the level with Kevin Samuels to me. Like
how can he do that? That was his perfect opportunity to big up people. That's number one. Number two, a quick Google search would have allowed you to know the truth. So if you don't say you don't support black people without saying you don't support black people, that's number two. Number three, how is that not around you if you make the kind of money that you making and you doing these podcasts? Why haven't you done it?
Right. And where do they not have after school programs? Like,
so let me start with the first one. It's no black kids that are getting things for academics.
that's why.
There's some right there. I've talked about 2 already this year. There's another girl that was just live on TikTok while she opened up her acceptance letter, and that baby got accepted into all of the Ivy League schools, all of them on academics, all of them. A black little girl. How dare you? How dare you not know this stuff? Are you serious? Do you know how many
some
kids?
of the stuff he say that for clickbait sometimes? Because I just be like, you can't be
So
this
you worse
serious.
than everybody. Why are you saying this stuff and you're talking about influence and what people do wrong with their influence, and you're utilizing your platform to do that? Because there are a ton of them. Otherwise, how could we have all these scholarships? How could these kids be at HBCUs on full rides? They get that out of academics, not all based on sports. And let's just keep it a buck. My cousin Donovan, 4.6 from kindergarten to high school. He got a scholarship not only for football, but for academics. He gets a check every single month. They're in your own area. There's somebody in your area that's doing it. And if it's not, that's because they don't know that they can. So why haven't you done it? Why haven't you made sure that them kids know that? While you sitting there talking to that, you bum. When he said that, that's when I knew I don't like him. I don't like him and I don't respect him. And I really wish he would shut up. Case number 2. Let's take a look. He said that there are no grocery stores. There actually are. There are grocery stores right in LA. How come you don't know that? You don't shop at them? You don't do a Google search to see how you can support Black in your area? Well, they're there. Most of the grocery outlets, those are mostly owned by Black people. How did you not know that? But you just sit there and said that. There's a whole directory on Black businesses. Did he also say there's no Black banks? He said no Black banks.
Where he lives.
He said no Black banks, right? Okay, there are also Black banks, sir. Tell us you don't support Black without telling us that you don't support Black. If
most of the people that support him is Black. It's just like it make sense.
How did you just sit there and spew all of that when it's the exact opposite of the truth? And most of these people are people from the community, not famous people, that's making money off of that community. They're actually in the community trying to do for the community, because you, with the influence, just was able to answer that question, and you could have directed them to at least the Black directory to look. And you didn't do that. You just said that we are at the bottom of the totem pole and we have nothing. And that is not true. There is a Black family or a Black group of women that just bought a whole strip mall. They bought the whole thing.
Oh, I did see that. I see
Come
that.
on, somebody. It's right there. So how are you speaking the way that you speak, but you don't take the opportunity to read the newspaper before you get to running your mouth? I
You
don't
ain't gotta
understand.
read the newspaper. You can Google.
Well, that's
is
what I mean. I'm saying like that type
ask
of feel,
Alexa if
right?
you don't want to read it. Ask Alexa these questions or whoever. It's just he's ignorant to me, and I hate
Well,
men
how
like
can we just sit there and do that?
I swear to God, I think it'd be clickbait. Some of these people, I be feeling like you not that stupid. Like
The
it's
crayon case. Super owns the actual warehouse. She employs within her community. She gives back to her community.
oh
She
dude.
also bought a couple of other businesses. She owns property and rents them out and makes it affordable for people. Why didn't you big up her? There are real people doing things
And
in
brought her
the
Black
community
friends on too.
and still do. How could you just do that? We have so many young kids that have graduated this year that are 13, 14, becoming
Very
doctors.
smart.
The
Very
one that
smart.
just turned the trash into fuel. What is wrong with you? Why would you get up there and say that? I just
Ignorant.
couldn't believe it.
That's
And
why
I
you
was
wish
waiting for the
people
part
would.
where he was like,
I wish that they would stop supporting people like that. Like I won't even look at his stuff. If they say if it has his name under it, I won't even click on it. I dislike him a lot.
it came up on the TikTok while I was looking. So let me see if
And
I
they
can
are not offered scholarships. I just seen a I had seen
I got the stats. I pulled that up. Hold on. I think I have this. I think I sent it to myself. Ah, it's in this phone.
it was a girl that she was a valedictorian. I don't know what school it was from. And she got up there and spoke, and she spoke on this, how they were not told about scholarships that they could get and all kind of things, and how the counselors would
We
tell them
weren't.
that they need to do other things other than go try to go to college
They
because
told us to go to trade school.
yeah, they would do all kind of things to deter the students from actually going to college.
When it's so many, do you know that all of these scholarships been going on for all of these years? Please explain to me why we didn't know anything about them. Fudge. The thing I need is in that phone. Fudge. Okay, Rose, talk for a minute and I'll be right back. Just in case
Okay,
I'm
so
cut off.
what was I talking about? The lady, the girl she was talking about, she was a valedictorian. I'm surprised they didn't turn her microphone off because she went off. She was saying how the counselors was never available to them, but then when they found out that she was valedictorian, about a month before school let out, then she was able to access them. When she was trying to get information on scholarships, they told her that none of those scholarships would be available to her because of her GPA, and she's the valedictorian. She said, so if I was not able to get a hold to counselors and for them to tell me what scholarships were available, and I'm the valedictorian, how were the other students? She talked about teachers that came to school drunk every day. I was so shocked they did not turn that girl's microphone off. I just couldn't believe it. She got a standing ovation at the end of her speech from her class. I was just like, wow. And
Good.
they do this all the time. I don't even say that even with Pomona High when we went to, they didn't really tell us about scholarships or nothing. The people that got told about scholarships and you can, go apply for these grants and stuff were the athletes. Anybody
Yep.
that wasn't an athlete or anything, we did not know about anything. We had to
Mhm.
figure it out by ourselves. So that's the only thing I would take back. I would have, but we didn't have nobody to tell us that. So I can't even say I would change it.
I,
I hate that. That's the only thing I do hate. But now I'll tell my nieces, my goddaughters, and all that stuff. Like, it's scholarships out there. It's scholarships for everything now. There's no reason for you your parents to have to pay for schooling. If I would have knew what I knew now back then, I would have made sure I went to a black college, because that's what I really wanted to do. That would be the only thing that I would change. Because I feel like I miss out on so much in life just not being able to do that. Because I know my mom couldn't afford to send me away to college. I knew she couldn't, so I didn't even try to do it. I didn't even try. That's the only thing I wish I could take back. But for him to say that in the big platform that he has, it's just, ugh, he's a disgrace. He's a disgrace. And I feel like it's clickbait. You can't be that stupid. You can't be that stupid. I just dislike it. I dislike it. So everybody that has children in college, nieces, nephews, just let them know, like when they get in the 9th grade, start looking at scholarships. You might not know what you want to go to school for, but they have scholarships for everything. So start.
So let me tell y'all, this is important. So something like 70 something percent of the scholarships do go to Caucasian, and about 38 to 40% go to us. And where it's very hard for us to even get in the door to get your application read and things like that. But I will tell you that this book is a book full of scholarships. And look at how many they are.
Paige, let me take a picture. I need to get it. So
Sure. And they have one for junior high age. They have one for this one. Got it. This one is undergraduate and graduate students. The one that I have downstairs is for junior high. So you can actually start applying in junior high for some. And then I also have one specifically to a state that I don't live in. It came in the bundle. But all of these are scholarships. And it's a Black company that put these together. So they're scholarships that we can actually apply for. Everybody can. But what I am saying is it is inclusive for melanated, Pacific Islander, other races that typically aren't even at the seat. And what I mean about at the seat is that unfortunately we live in the world we live in. There are some people that are still racist, and they will throw your application in the trash. They will do things like that. It is what it is. But if I have shown you this, you can never say that nobody has told you before. You can't. I'm showing you. It's in my hand. And I believe the whole package. I got all three. This was during COVID. I don't know what their price is now, but it was like $50 for all three. So they're not even making it completely out of range. If you have one, you can buy it and have it for your whole family. They have stuff in here, Black journalists, engineers, scholarships in memory of a person, vocational scholarship. This one is a union vocational scholarship on page 124, and it's $3,000. They have one specific to schools. They give the deadlines, what you need, where to go, how much it is, how many of those scholarships are being given. You should also look at every sorority and fraternity gives away scholarships. Go and look. When you look at the national level, those are different ones, right? If you went to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, that's going to take you to what we call Big Delta. That's at the top. If you wanted to apply specifically because you are in or around Pomona, you would go to Pomona Valley Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma. You can go to them, right? The ones that are specific to your community, you do have to be a part of that community to get that particular one. But notice I just said you can go to Big Delta and you can apply for that one. The fire department gives away
probably at all the deltas. Look, I'm applying for all of them. Like it's so much stuff out there, but like a lot of people, like we're saying, they don't have the knowledge.
I wasn't told. I paid for every damn dime of college.
We went to the same school. We didn't know about none of this.
And not even admissions when I went down to sit with somebody in admissions at college. Not a single time that I found out or people used to always tell me, oh, you could get one because of your last, simply based on your last name. Okay, well, how do I find it? What do I do? Back then, the internet wasn't big like this, right? So I didn't know how to do it. Now you can literally go to every single company and just look where the scholarship stuff is. If you missed it one year, make sure that you write everything down and set a reminder in your phone. So when it opens for the next year, which is generally around the same time as FAFSA, you can apply and start loading up your scholarships. Some scholarships go directly to the school. And if all your scholarships go there and there's an overage, guess where that money goes? Back into your pocket. Some are sent directly to you because they're for living expenses. How do you think that you see some people on college campuses and you notice that they have nice things, or when it's time to travel abroad, they can travel abroad. They can do different things. They've padded their education with scholarships. Everybody don't come from a family that got them.
Oh,
And
no.
and it's just not realistic even more in the next couple of years. My heart literally breaks for people that are graduating right now, because you went to school and you picked a career based off of everything that was amazing. And the one place that we have all been taught that would never be hit, and if you went to try to work there, you would be set if you worked there, was the government. And we watched that all go down the drain. People are being laid off left and right. My heart breaks for these kids, because what do you have to look forward to? And then you got this foo-foo head on here talking about what people is not doing when they really are. So we have the Keith Lees and those type of people out here trying to bring awareness to the homegrown businesses and things like that. And then you got him saying that they don't even exist. You didn't even do your research. So why you talking all this shit? You could do it. And here's one better at the top of the list. You haven't done nothing, because I have a nonprofit and I don't have no money. I'm in debt behind my nonprofit. Okay. Because that's something I believe in and I want to give back to my community. While you talking, I just did a whole presentation that was open to everybody about finances. I'm the financial chair for my sorority. I did a whole walkthrough on life, what your check will look like, how to budget, how to plan, how to start saving when you're young, how to apply for scholarships. I did all of that. Delta don't pay me to do that. I do it because I love doing it more than sitting on some damn podcast seat where it's not doing anything. Now, do I want to do both? Yes. What I'm saying is, at least make it be a value and not put it down your own people. What's wrong with you? First slap women, then we ain't nothing when we the highest degree right now. So how does that even make sense? Maybe he's projecting. Maybe he's talking about himself, bro.
I just feel like can't nobody be that stupid. Like, you can't be. That's why I said it have a lot of people do stuff for clickbait and likes, because that gets them money. I just, for the life of me, I can't believe
So
that
putting us down gave you clickbait, and that's what you wanted.
Because just think how many people gonna watch that.
Girl, they was all in the comments, even on the slapping one.
And
was
he's
all
getting
in
paid.
there.
He gets paid for all that. He gets paid for that.
So then, do you take that money and pump it back into the community, sir?
No, clearly you don't.
Because you're saying what
you
other
would
people
have had
don't
your
do.
own, all the stuff that you said that they don't have. You could have had it. Go buy a store and put it in your hood. Then you go buy a store and put it in your hood. You start an after school program. You start
Or a farm.
Yeah. You do all that stuff that you said that they don't have.
I'm sad. So last and final, y'all, totally off the topics. Well, no, it's actually on the topic. Something I found out literally right before this. I was watching Funky Dineva and he was talking about the Met Gala. Child, let me tell you. First of all, do y'all know what the Met Gala is actually for? Anybody?
My friend, I was talking to him today, and I was like, oh, did you watch the did you watch everybody on the Met Gala? I was like, I really enjoyed it this year, like, because it was tailored for us. And he was like, no, I don't watch that devilish stuff. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, do you know what the Met Gala means? And I was like, no. But I didn't never look because it got busy. Like, what do it mean? So
yeah, let me tell you. So first of all, you have to be invited, and a ticket is $75,000 and $350 for a table. And do anybody even know what the Met is? The Met is a museum. They are raising money to fund the museum. Are y'all aware that they raised $31 million this year?
They said that this was the most they did in 77
Oh,
years.
let me tell you why. Are you aware that in 77 years, this is the first year that anything Black has been done?
Oh yeah. It was, that's why I said it was catered to Black people this year.
Are you aware? No, it's propaganda. Are you aware at a time like this, that was the best thing to do because Black people are going to show up and show out? But are you aware? Where do y'all think that money go? Where's the money go?
Well, you said to the museum, not to the museum.
Literally to the museum.
But what museum?
The Met.
Yeah, that's I was.
Do you know I went in on to look and see how you get into the Met if it was a museum you just walk into? Because it's not. The part that they're raising money for is the part that displays clothing from the last 7 centuries. Are you aware that it's not just a museum you can walk into? There's a membership fee due. The money that they raise is for the infrastructure to.
Okay, wait, hold on. So, because I know they said they raised 31 million, I did read that. So the $75,000 ticket don't go towards that?
That is where the 31 million totaled from. Is from the money that they brought in.
Oh, the money that. Well, I wonder how they didn't do that before, because the Met Gala is always a lot of people to me.
I don't care if they raised 20 million. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? This is a part of a museum that's not even open to the public. When you go and look on the website, which is very hard to find, you have to have a membership to this damn museum. The art part, it was nothing in there that said to get to get to the Met part with the clothes. Those are 2 separate departments. That's number one.
That's why you never.
Number
and
two.
That too. I said, what do they do when they get inside of the Met Gala? I was like,
they have a tea party and discuss the new things that they've put in there. There are no scholarships. There's nothing that they do for scholarships. So you don't even give money to other fashion institutes across the world. You don't do anything like that. There is literally no community impact tab. There is no taking your kids on a field trip there. There is no agent just walking up and saying, I want to go. It takes you 4 to 6 weeks to even get your membership card to go over there, to be able to go. It is an annual thing that you have to pay for. It is very expensive. A regular person cannot just go. This museum literally serves no purpose. And these idiots went and paid $75,000 to sit there. Meanwhile, we have colleges that need money, and you could have given the money to those colleges. All to wear some fashion. It literally translates to nothing. You're building this person's
this year
business.
was the first year it made sense. They look nice, because any other times they look crazy at the Met. I mean, they look crazy. So that's why this year I was like, oh, let me see what they gonna be having on crazy this year. Then when I look, I'm like, they actually look nice. Let me go see what the theme is.
Yes, amazing.
Then when I think it was tailored for us,
work.
I was like,
you've raised a lot of money. You've raised a lot of money to change the infrastructure of that business and to keep them going and to do all of those things. Do you know how many small businesses you could have saved? In this particular economy, that to me is just as deaf, just as tone deaf as Gail and them spending that money. Why are people not outraged about them spending that money to just go up into space? The Met Gala, it literally serves no purpose in doing something for other people. It doesn't offer these amazing jobs. It doesn't do anything. You're literally paying for somebody to have a big salary at a business, but this CEO just got his life taken because people is mad at how people make decisions. But ain't nobody mad at the Met Gala. Nobody even knew what the Met Gala was. All we know is that every year we see people dressed like they bring in money like this every year. And you mean to tell me that y'all don't give scholarships, no Habitats for Humanities, no homelessness, no giving books, no donating sewing machines, no giving classes. You literally have no public interaction except for the people.
It's boring once you get in there.
So if you, this is the thing. If you make all of this money from one event, you can have an event there. So you're also making money off of anybody that can afford to have an event there. You're making all of this money. Then why are you charging all this money? So you're double dipping.
That's what I was saying. So that once they get inside, they still making more money, or is the $75,000 how they made the 31 million? Or do
Correct.
they sell stuff?
Everybody that was there that paid.
Oh,
Nobody is there for free. Not Rihanna, not nobody. They're all you're invited, but you have to pay the 75,000
I
or
wish
the
I
free
would. Like,
to go have a tea there and wear an outfit that you can't breathe or fart in.
you can't really walk up the stairs in them. But when I had seen it today, I swear I was like, oh, I wish we could do something like the Met Gala, but make it make sense. Like, because
When I did my gala, 100% it didn't go to me. It paid for the event. Every single dime that was left, it went to scholarships. You can reach out to each one of those ladies and ask them. They got a check from us and they got their scholarship. I do not keep nobody. I don't keep donation. I'm
no,
not at
that's what I
that
was saying.
stage.
That would be so nice to do something like that. That
Oh
would
no,
be
they don't show up and support our shit like that. That
worthy
actually
cause.
gives back to community. So when we want to talk about things that teachers do, why not talk about the nonprofits that are in the area literally spending their own money? I am for real in debt behind my nonprofit. That is why I had to take a couple years break, because for me, I haven't recovered from COVID. My gala, the next gala was supposed to happen during COVID. When that shut
Yeah, I
down, I didn't
remember.
get money back for stuff like that. And I have 4 girls and they were promised things. I still showed up for them because I couldn't not show up for them the way that I said that I would. So every single thing continued. In addition, it was additional expenses because now I can't take you to lunch or something like that. So while we having meetings, I'm sending this, I'm doing that. I still showed up the way that I was supposed to. But we write famous people all the time and ask for help. It could be $2,000 or $3,000, whatever like that, and show results. All of my girls are doing well. I'm in debt because they don't help you, but you can show up to a Met Gala and pay 75K to sit there and then go look at some shit that's been worn and it's the first time they're celebrating you, but you don't put those monies into your own community. That shit is heartbreaking. When I saw that shit was a museum, but we got museums in LA that they try to still take kids on field trips to and things like that, but can't afford a bus. Now the parents is doing it and everything like that. And those museums are fighting to stay open. This is really what life is. This is
Because
the part.
once they make it, if they make it a big thing, or like where you, like you said, you
Mhm.
only can come if you're invited, that be the stuff that people want to go to because they make it seem special. So I didn't know that either. That's good. I learned 2 things today.
Yeah, when I saw that, I had to call my mama like,
I did
Mama,
not
did
know
you
that,
know
but I
what
was
the
gonna
Met
look it
Gala
up
was?
because I was gonna look that up because my friend showed this and he was like, "Do you know what the meaning of the video?" I was like, "I do. I don't."
Look it up. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I went to several websites, went directly to that website. That's why I could tell you about the membership. I don't just talk before I take a look and dig. There was no community tab. Everybody has a community tab, a DEI tab, something like that. Board of directors, none of that stuff was there. It's not there. They don't do anything and they make all of that money to go nowhere.
Crazy.
That's crime in plain sight. Meanwhile, as soon as I put something up or I look nice, at one point I was getting targeted. Oh, I see you pay yourself off the top. No, motherfucker, I'm educated with a double master's and I take care of myself. Thus, I'm doing it for them. But thank you for never donating and trying to attack me in public. My records are public. You can't. Anyway. God is going to work it out. So those of us that need to stay strong, you keep staying strong. And you don't let people like the Charleston Whites of the world tell you what you're not or what we don't have in our communities. And you keep supporting and support whatever you want to support. I love Mexican food. I stay at a good Mexican restaurant.
Me
I
too.
tip well. I
Ours,
love them.
ours is the most authentic.
It is. It is. And we have
California,
one
you
that's
go anywhere
closing.
else, it's not gonna taste like how ours is out
No,
here.
ours
It's
is
not.
the
Ours
best.
is the closest you
The
gonna get.
best, hands down. Ours is even better than what I had in Cancun, and I'm not even gonna front. It's better. We got the real
We had
grandmas in
the
the
best.
kitchen.
We had the
Oh
best.
my gosh. And we got one restaurant that's closing that bit or has to relocate or whatever, because I'm sure some investors bought the building. And they've been there 39 years. So me and my sisters and we went on Friday to go, and I'm gonna have to go again. It's so good. So support your small businesses. Learn about what's really going on in your area, and don't listen to people like that and be in the comments agreeing with them. A quick Google search will help you find if you don't know where those places are. But God, please let the rich people do better things with their money to help other people and enjoy yourself too. But the Met Gala, I would protest that. That literally doesn't make any
Yeah, I
sense.
did not know that. That's wild.
Girl, I didn't. I started looking after Q said how much it was, and then the first thing I pulled up was like donation, or what did they say, fundraising, if you can call it that. And I was like, they did raise funds. I'm like, what are they talking about?
I have to watch that. I didn't watch him today.
Yeah, because he did a review at the end with his toupee on. He did a
Mhm.
review of the Met Gala stuff, but he went on to look and see like how much is the Met Gala. And then once I saw how much it was, I was like, well, what is the Met Gala? What do the money go for? I never hear about what they do after. Like, what happens when you there, when you
I
get in?
didn't.
Like,
Yeah, I
I
would
didn't
never.
know. So that's it from tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. Oh, big announcement. My brother will be back on Thursday. I'm starting up Thursdays again. So the famous homie will be back. He has passed his probationary period from his good job. His good job. Okay. Wonder if he'll buy me dinner. I need to hit him up. But he will be back on Thursday. He's been driving me nuts this whole time, y'all. He did not like being away, but his job called is one of them things where you have to make a decision. I
Yeah,
fully
like
supported
that.
it.
Life
And
is life, and you got
life
to
is
choose
life,
that.
and it was an amazing opportunity to do better for him and his children, or have more, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to support that, and I'm always going to
Real.
change where I need to. And so me and Ro kept trying to keep it going on Thursdays and doing both, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for an hour
That's
is
a
a
lot.
lot. It's a lot, especially when you're not like getting money. We're not getting money yet, so we was tired. Life was lifing. But we will be back on Thursdays with my stinking brother. So I'm excited to say that. And Rose always has the code to come in at any time. What do you have to say for closing remarks, Rose?
Don't listen to ignorant people like him.
No, because despite everything that's going
Yeah,
on, a
that's
lot of
just.
us are
We're not
blessed
going to
and
do
did
that in
amazing things.
2025. We're not going to do that. Do your research. You don't have to listen to people no matter what they say. Do your research. You can listen to what they say, but after that, do your own research because, like I said, people say things for clickbait. It's 2025. That's how they make their money. They're doing things for clickbait.
Do you think that's why we're not growing as fast as we could? Because we
Because
don't
you can do
do
negative
bad
stuff
things.
all the time. People feed off of negativity. We would have
But
been.
don't that make your soul dark? Like,
Not if you just really doing it for money. That's why I don't even, like I
I don't
said
know.
before, the way social media and stuff is now, if I wasn't doing a podcast, I probably would get off of social media now
I
because it's
would.
very, very negative now. It's
It's
very,
very dark.
and that's the only way you really go viral is being negative. Not saying that's the only way you can,
It
but a lot of
mostly
times,
is.
yeah, you have to, if you do something negative or something, you can really go viral.
Or
But it's
share the
not that
most horrible
serious.
part of your life without the good part.
Mhm.
Well, y'all pray for us, and we appreciate everybody that does tune in, especially the people that watch the replay. I'm going to say it forever. I see my numbers and I appreciate them. First of all, to get 10 people in a room is a big deal. But when I see the people that replay and I see where it's from, I appreciate every single person. And I appreciate you guys for being respectful as well. I haven't had any really bad situations, and I'm happy about that. So I hope you enjoy. Have a good night. Go buy my book on Amazon, and the other one is right behind it, and another one is coming. It has to. I gotta go. Jesus. Have a good night.